Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 741 for the 5th of March. And we're going to start off with Frontline Changes report. And the first Frontline Changes report is good. The first Frontline change is actually at Tonenke, at the Heorhiivka front. So there is a geolocation of Russian rocket bombardment on Ukrainian positions in the northern part of Tonenke. And with this bombardment, this confirmed that the Ukrainians actually have positions over in the northern part of Tonenke, invalidating Russian claims that they have captured the whole of Tonenke. So this actually confirms my suspicion that the Russians did not really have that much control or capture based on this thing. Of course, it may be a possibility that this video footage is belated, but tentatively it doesn't feel like it. So anyway, we will continue to monitor and see how this goes. As the Russians previously planted a flag over here, but the control of this northern part is going to be difficult because, yeah, I will talk more about it in the SITREP. Anyway, before I go too off track. And the next frontline change is over at Krasnohorivka, over in the Donetsk front. So just now we were here, and this is Donetsk city, and the Krasnohorivka. The Russian reports continue to claim the Russians are attacking in the southern part of Krasnohorivka, and this time round they have taken this road junction that is moving across the railway bridge, and are taken furthermore positions over in the eastern part of this southern suburb. So if we zoom in a bit, you can see that there is some kind of bridge. I'm not sure if the bridge is still not operating or no, it's still intact. So the Russians could attack from that direction based on this new advancement from the Russian report. Just to clarify, this entire advance by the Russians is undocumented or unacknowledged by the Ukrainian side. Ukrainian mapping is still this blue one. They do not think that the Russians are even there at all. So so this is a parallel universe that you need to be aware of. And the next frontline change is over just south of it, over at Heorhiivka or Heorhiivka. Based on the latest Russian mapping, the Russian forces have expanded control and captured most of this northern part of Heorhiivka, and they managed to link up the north and the southern forces, as well as expanding control over the few tree lines over in the northern outskirts of Heorhiivka. So the Ukrainians definitely are still holding positions along all these tree lines. So no, it's still not over yet. The Ukrainians can still definitely fight back in this region here. But this is the frontline change according to the Russians. And the next frontline change is further south of this, over at Pobjeda or Pobjeda. The Russian forces have taken these two tree lines around here in the northern part of Pobjeda, and which means that they are expanding their control in this direction towards Heorhiivka. So this is the first indication of Russian expansion of control around Pobjeda since the announcement of the capture on the 21st or 22nd of February. It took a long time as the Ukrainians have put tremendous pressure on the Russian forces, especially coming from the south. So the Russians have not been able to push south just yet. So instead they push north, probably to straighten out the front line. And the next front line change is further south, is over at Novomykhailivka. So a geolocation of Russian attack in this tree line so confirmed that the Russians have basically taken control along this area here, so invalidating Ukrainian claims along this area here of Novomykhailivka. So that's all from the Novomykhailivka region. And the final frontline change is over at the Zaporizhia front. So Zaporizhia city, over at the Heorhiivka sector, over in the eastern part of Robotyne. So sorry, a bit too fast. This Robotyne, on the eastern part, there is a geolocation of FPV drones attacking Russian forces forward positions over here, and this actually corroborates Russian claims. So which means that the Ukrainian claims are now invalidated, at least for this part. along these few tree lines. There's a few tree lines around here. That is definitely under Russian control, because for the Russians to reach there, they will need all these tree lines. So tentatively, we are being a bit more conservative. So we're definitely going to hold the rest of the Ukrainian front lines as per what the Ukrainians report for now. But this part is now invalidated to be under Russian control. So that's all for the frontline changes report.